In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the fastest way that you can build a big chest that is backed by data. Now, quick disclaimer, this is for males. Females, there's a much quicker way that you can grow a big chest. If you're anything like me, then you've struggled to add size and thickness to your chest. I would have what I called a pigeon chest, flat, zero definition. And if you're sick of this impacting your confidence, the way clothes fit, and the way you look, then stay tuned to this video. I'm going to give you the keys to grow the biggest chest possible in the fastest time possible, backed by science. So if you want the sets, reps and exercises you need to do on a daily and weekly basis to maximise your results, then stay tuned for the end of this video, as I'm going to be laying it all out for you in a complete plan you can take action on today. In order to understand how to grow your chest, you have to actually understand what it looks like in the anatomy. So I'm going to pull up on the screen right now a video or a picture of exactly what your chest looks like. Now, you'll notice quite a few things here. You notice that the fibres run horizontally across your body, and you can see with the upper fibres they run slightly, up towards more of the upper pec. The lower, they run diagonally downwards slightly towards the lower pec. It's important to understand these because this is going to help you target specific areas of your chest that may be lagging, and also create a workout plan that allows you to target all areas. Just to be clear, you can't really isolate one just in terms of upper or lower, but you can certainly place more emphasis on one. So again, looking at the split, let's start kind of breaking down how you can implement this into a plan. So the function of the chest is pretty simple, and it is bringing your upper arm across your body. So again, we have to think about how can we recreate that motion through exercise. Exercise should just be completing the range of motion under load. That's all they are. Exercises are simply a tool to help you execute the function of the muscle. So the function of the muscle is to bring your upper arm, your humerus, across your body. You slightly incline it, you're going to target more of those upper fibres. You decline it, you're going to slightly target more of those lower fibres. So we have to look at how do we recreate that in an exercise form. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're taking value from this chest video. So let's start with the king of all exercises, the bench press. There was a 2014 study that tightly correlated 1 rep maximum strength on a bench press with the size of the pecs. So again, it has been proven time and time again to really be one of the best chest builders there is, because again, you can put an enormous amount of load on it in comparison to other exercises. There was also one study that looked at specifically just doing bench press, and again, it showed significant improvements in the overall growth of the chest. So starting with that is one of the best exercises you can do, hands down, for your chest, period. But let's then look at the different parts. So you have incline and decline, of course, and the upper and lower. There was a 2020 study done that looked at the different inclination of the bench on specific exercises and their target areas. So they concluded from this study that a 30-degree incline on the bench tended to yield the best results for those looking to target your upper chest. So for example, if you have been training your chest or you've been in the gym a while, and you feel like upper chest is lagging a little bit, which is kind of familiar with a lot of people, then putting your bench to a 30-degree incline and prioritizing this work is going to be key for growing and promoting success in that upper part of your chest. So starting with 30 degree, anything above 45 degrees, we're starting to recruit more front delt. So again, try and keep it in that 30 to 45 degree range, and you should be good to go. A 1997 study in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning concluded that there was more pec activation in the lower pec when doing a decline as well. And this makes sense when you think about the range of motion. If you're pressing in this direction, then you line your humerus up more with those lower fibres and press in the same direction. We'll show you this on a sort of decline bench just now. But when you decline that bench, you're essentially putting your hands more in line with the line of force, because the bench press is only exerting force one way, and that is down. So you then give yourself the opportunity to oppose that force more with the lower pec fibres. Again, there is not really a case that you can turn any of these off. It is just placing an emphasis on one or more of the other. So now we understand the incline, decline, flat variations and their uses, let's get into the frequency and actually lay out the plans, the exercises and how this pieces together. So let's start with frequency. How often should you train your chest? Well, more often than not is better. Again, there's obviously a cap to this, but training your muscles twice per week versus once is superior. Training 3 times per week, there is some weak evidence to suggest that that is superior to training it twice. So again, if you can train more frequently, what happens is you spike muscle protein synthesis and that recovery process more often, meaning you spend more time above the curve when it comes to growth. And again, I can illustrate this a little for you here. So training twice per week, more beneficial. Training 3 times per week, better if you can. So my goal with most of our clients is to train their chest twice per week. Now, let's look at how many sets you should actually do in these sessions. Well, the science again points to 10 to 20 hard sets to be effective and optimal for muscle growth. So we need to allocate these sets across 2 sessions. So for example, if you wanted to do, let's say you really wanted to max out what you can do. You wanted to do 20 sets for your chest in a week. Well, you may do 10 sets in day 1, 10 sets in day 2. If you're looking to do the lower end of the spectrum, do 5 sets in one, 5 sets in the other. Again, really just splitting this up evenly across your week's probably going to be the best way to go. There isn't really a preference here. Just try and split it evenly and that should help with overall recovery as well. So let's dive into the actual plans that you can follow to start growing your chest the fastest way possible based on the data.
I have a plan.
You've got a plan.
Yes.
I don't even believe you have a plan.
I have part of a plan.
So I'm going to give plans a beginner and a more intermediate and an advanced, which will just be a variation of the intermediate. But let's look at the beginner one first. So we're going to train chest twice per week, and on chest day 1, you're going to focus on doing the flat bench for 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps. Again, this is the biggest chest builder there is, and you can load up this exercise a little more, so we're going to work in a heavier rep range, followed by a cable crossover. I would most likely suggest pulling low to high so that you are targeting more of those upper fibers. Again, that's where most people are going to be weak. On chest day 2, you're going to do an incline barbell or dumbbell press for 3 sets of 8 to 10, followed by a flat dumbbell fly or a flat dumbbell press for 3 sets of 10 to 12. The overall volume for the week is 12 sets, and again, you're using a variety of rep ranges, which is shown to have other benefits, which we'll touch on just after the plans. The more intermediate and advanced plans, so chest day 1, we're going to do a flat bench for 3 sets of 6 to 8, followed by a cable crossover, 3 sets of 10 to 12, followed by an incline dumbbell press for 3 of 10 to 12 on day 1. On day 2, we're going to start the same, incline barbell or dumbbell for 3 of 8 to 10, flat dumbbell fly of 3 of 10 to 12, followed by some chest dips, 3 sets to failure. We use a variety of rep ranges here. Again, anything from 5 through to 30 reps has been shown to be really beneficial for hypertrophy, as long as you are pushing those sets close to failure. They have to be hard sets. You have to get within 1 to 2 reps of failure. Obviously on the bench press, when you're working with heavier loads, get a spotter or leave 1 or 2 in the tank. I train myself for the most part, unless I train with my partner, Amy. So again, if you do need to train yourself, that's absolutely fine. Just leave 1 in the tank. You can still make great progress. On the more intermediate plan, you're doing about 18 sets here, so that's kind of pushing that top range, and I would just add maybe a 4th or 5th set to one of the exercises to top out of that 20 sets and target which specific area you want to work most. So let's say you're weakest in the upper chest, maybe add another set of incline dumbbell press, and that will cap you out to that 10 to 20 sets. Again, you can do more, but the research is pretty clear that 10 to 20 seems to be the optimal range. You have your plan. Now here's some key points that you need in order to make sure that you actually grow your chest along the way. You can't just implement this plan, do the same things in 3 months' time as you're doing today and expect to grow. You have to progressively overload these sessions. That means adding a rep every week or adding 1.25 kilos, 2 pounds. Those little plates, they do add up. Trust me, you do that for the next 3-6 months on this plan, you will have a completely different chest. I absolutely hand in hand guarantee it. But the best way to do this is track your workouts, have consistency, follow a plan like this for at least 6 to 12 weeks and focus on progression. That is the fastest possible way to grow your chest If you want to know the fastest way to get from 25 to 15% body fat while growing a big chest in the process, then go and check out this previous video. That'll be the best one that you can watch. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe. See you all in the next one.